Welcome back to Task Force Offroad, guys. In this episode, we're going to be learning how to rebuild the small joints on ROCK Krawler's track bars and some of their smaller control arms as well. I've never done this before, so it should be quite interesting. Okay, so day 2 on fixing the track bar. I bought a new one, make life way easier. I went with EVO this time. They rebuild their joints a little differently than ROCK Krawler, and nothing against the ROCK Krawler track bar. I actually really like it a lot. It's super beefy. But I also figured, why not try something different and see if I like it better? So, I went with EVO this time. I already showed you how to take the track bar out. Take the track bar out. First, what I'm going to do though, I'm going to get measurements of it to make sure my axle is still centered, because right now is a perfect time to adjust it if I have to. I don't think my wheels are straight, so I'm going to get in the Jeep, I'm going to straighten the wheels out, and then I'm going to take measurements. That way, if I have to adjust the track bar, I can adjust the track bar now while it's out of the vehicle anyways. So, that's what we're going to be doing right now. Okay, so my axle needs to go maybe about 1/8 of an inch over this way. Not a huge deal. I'm just going to do a half turn longer than it is now. So I'll take the 2 track bars, use bolts through them to make sure they're the same size, and then I'm going to make it a half a turn longer. So that should work out pretty well, I think. Obviously, I'm going to double check the measurements after the fact, but right now I have to get the old track bar out. There we go. Got it. Alright, can I say, I picked about the worst day to do this. Like, why? Why did I do this to myself? Have you ever realized you're doing something on the worst possible day for you to do it? Well, that's me right now, just because I don't have time, other than today, to get it done. So, I'm going to be wet, I'm going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to get done. So now, we're taking the track bar off, finally. My hand. Whew, that didn't feel good, boys and girls. Okay, that hurt a lot. I'm gonna let my hand heal up a little bit before I try to lift that up, because I just lost a lot of grip strength. But now we gotta match them up. Once I match them up, that should be close. I'm gonna go a little bit longer. And yeah, also, while I'm waiting for my hand to feel better, one thing I'm gonna note for you guys. So the way to tell if your track bar is bad, you need to look at the bushings. Now, to tell if the bushings are good or bad, you're gonna have excessive play. And the excessive play is just gonna cause the track bar to wander inside of the mount itself. So like, if your bolt's tight and the track bar's moving this way or that way as you steer the steering wheel and it's not tight, that's what's gonna cause you to need to replace your track bar, or at least rebuild the bushings. I'm gonna link in the description below a video that Way of Life did, because he did a really good job showing it. Okay, so please disregard my super messy workspace, but the first thing you're gonna want to do is free up this nut, because mine came super stuck, and I forget the size of this crow's foot. I want to say this is 1 5/8 inches. It's bigger than 1.5 inches, I know that. I forget. Jam nuts are like my worst enemy, because they're usually super freaking big and a pain in the butt to find the actual size. So, new track bar, add anti-seize to it, guys. Especially if you live up by me where it snows a lot. You're just gonna, you're gonna save yourself in the future. Just trust me on that one. Apply anti-seize. I'm gonna apply it to the inside, because it's gonna be less messy that way. And if you saw the last video with the Steer Smart stuff, anti-seize gets messy. So I'm gonna apply a very liberal amount, and as this joint threads itself in, it will then lubricate the rest of it. So I'll be good to go. Now there are going to be manufacturer specs on how much threads you want. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't look it up because of how beefy this joint is. I have a feeling that's gonna be a very, very high number. Whereas my ROCK Krawler, or my ROCK Krawler one, this is EVO, that's ROCK Krawler. The ROCK Krawler one, I was almost fully extended on it. Where this guy, there's gonna be a lot of thread still inside. Direct comparison of the two bars. This is probably close to where it needs to be. Okay, so this guy, it looks beefy. It's actually not as heavy as I thought it was gonna be, but that's not to say it's not light and beefy as well. The ROCK Krawler one, oh, I'm an idiot. This is considerably heavier. Well, not considerably. I'd say this probably has like 3 pounds on it. The joint, so this is a Heim joint. This joint you can't grease. This joint you can grease and rebuild. These joints you cannot re-grease at all, but you can rebuild them and replace them. So, kind of getting what you get out of that. I'm more likely to incline, this is a solid bar, whereas this probably isn't solid all the way through, to be honest. Just judging by the weight of it. This might be chromoly. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it on that. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to mention that it's not chromoly, and I said it was, so I don't know what it is. This is definitely just steel, 100%. But this is a beefy boy. If you can tell, this is how the joints came out. They were all twisted, and that's partially because the track bar is gone. So I'm gonna move the camera, put these down. We're gonna get them matched up. Okay. Got those ones matched up. Now for over here. Wow. Guys, for eyeballing it, that's quite impressive. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go a little bigger, like I said. That was smaller. That's matched. That is bigger. Still lined up. I'll go one more bigger. I'm gonna leave it like that. Now I'm gonna tighten up the jam nut. Now I'm not gonna torque the jam nut down until it's inside the vehicle. And that's the next step, is just installing it. Easy day. Right, first things first is the driver's side. Luckily, my dad's home, so he can wiggle the steering wheel around while I try to line this up. Tell me when. Now. Turn it towards the driver's side. Turn from the passenger side. Okay, stop. Leave it right around there. That should be good. Damn it. Alright, wiggle it back and forth a little bit. Never mind, got it. Perfect. Thank you. Alright, now that that's in, I'm going to try and tighten up that jam nut. I should have access to it. Alright, judging by the size of this, I'm willing to bet EVO's torque rating is somewhere around the 300 foot-pound mark. I don't have a torque wrench that goes that far. So I'm just going to make it really fucking tight. Hindsight's 2020. I 1000% should have put red Loctite on that. So if I check it in like 20 to 30 miles, or probably 100 miles, and it's loose, I'm gonna put red Loctite on that. So now I just gotta tighten all the bolts up, set those to 135 foot-pounds, and we're done. It's an easy day, guys. Replacing a track bar is super, super simple. Alright, so it's been a week since I installed this bracket, And this bolt was a bitch to get out. It's getting anti-seize this time. I made that mistake once, not twice. Alright guys, so that's it. Super easy install to swap a track bar. I definitely need to get another measurement, but you know how to do that now, so I'm not going to bother doing all of that on camera. And like I said, I'm going to link the Way of Life video in the description below, and he does a way better job at explaining it than I ever could. I hope you enjoyed it. It's always fun working on the Jeep. It should be fixed with death wobble now. If not, we have one more part to change, and that would be the ball joints on the C-arms. So if this still doesn't work, we still have a little bit of it. That's the next step. Other than that, I have nothing for you guys. If you have nothing for me, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. The subscriptions are huge. It helps out a ton. I really appreciate when you guys do it. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.
Yeah, it's that first day of first grade. That cute girl, your third date. That backpack, that snapback you've had since the third grade. The first time you got laid, the worst time you got played. It hurt, but you're